Pre-market high of the day. Pre-market high of the day around 440 in the SPY. So, know where there's upper resistance levels. I said 437.50. There's some resistance there. So I'm looking for a reversal. I don't, who knows if it happens today, who knows if it happens tomorrow or this week at all, or we just continue to puke. But I think you're too late to short anything. So looking for a cute little bounce to trade this week, but that's really it. I'm not super focused on stock specific setups. I think the market just needs to bounce. The best opportunity there, just trade the SPY. It's very liquid. There are a few names I do like that Deer. I made trade of the week, things like that. But overall, I don't have my eye on 150 names. I have my eye on like 10 names, and I'm very focused on the broad market action. And that's really it out of me.
All right, so I want to go through a couple major sectors really quick, but same thing, very similar to what Jake said, not doing much. Let me share my screen really quick. So we saw, again, clearly a lot of names have been getting pretty beat up lately. Two sectors that haven't, you see this with, consumer staples that have somewhat held up. We also saw this with utilities still holding up. And then it's kind of a mixed bag of names that are, or sectors that are approaching support or that have blown through support. And as we start to get down here, it feels like the world is ending until we put in that like new higher pivot low. For now, it just, whatever the low is the current low, and it's hard to really put on risk when things are just, dropping 5 or 10%. So we see like the NASDAQ, approaching support. You'd have to realistically expect a shakeout here. It sounds like it's going to hold here perfectly. We saw this, healthcare as well. It's approaching its major support. You kind of have to expect a shakeout there. And we're seeing the same with the industrials as well, as it's approaching, their major support level. And same thing, kind of have to expect that shakeout. Which we're seeing, we saw it in the SPY when it finally broke, from 40 last week to the downside, and now the next area is kind of this 425, 420 area. MDY, same thing. We're seeing breaking support. We're seeing that maybe these larger flags that we thought were forming for the these months and months and months are starting to be topping patterns where we have to break down, start to base, and look to buy back on the way up in time. But just kind of like Shake said, just kind of not trying to look into short names that are down 5 or 6 days in a row, and just being patient until we see that new higher pivot low, whenever that comes. That's kind of the main thing on my end. If there's any individual names you guys do want to go over, you definitely could do that. And if you have any, just drop them in the chat and we'll pull up and go through them. All right, I think that's it. We got no chart to talk about. I think we're.
I woke up for this shit this morning. I'm out of here.
All right, Jake, we'll see you later.
I'm just here for the puppies, to be honest. I saw the puppy camera signed on. Yeah, I'd rather be looking at those in the market right now. But just keeping an eye on key levels, watching where we actually get a bounce, and just kind of practicing some quick intraday trades, very, very low, like capital invested in them, just kind of practicing and working the muscles. And that's about it. Keeping it pretty simple and preserving the mental cap. Super important right now.
All right, so if no one's got anything else to add, get this last little puppy in here.
Yeah.
And
cutie.
Have you called him anything yet, Ben?
So the black one is Huck and the white one's Finn. I did not name them, but my girl did, and that's the names for now.
All right.
So I'll be playing with these guys and doing anything other than trying to buy stocks today, that's for sure.
You got a good distraction. Maybe I'm gonna go buy a puppy too. Who knows?
All right, guys. If you guys have any ideas, post them in the chat. Anything we can do to help, let us know.
Yeah. Later.
See you.
On earnings, so it was rare. We actually rallied, but that's like a 1